morning, I'm Warner Saunders, and I'm Steve Sanders, and I'm Allison Rosati, and I'm Allison Payne, and this is the news brought to you by Benson & Hedges 100s, just a silly millimeter longer. Our top story, as always, the weather. Brant says it's going to be a high of 32 today, a low of 19, chance of flurries becoming partly cloudy tonight. Our second story, nothing really, but here, a famous Cub bat boy wasn't even a Cubs fan. I thought they were talking about Walter Jacobson for a second. Just some guy who posed for a Norman Rockwell picture. Tomorrow's scoop, a farmer and his wife in American Gothic painting at the Art Institute were really ice dancers. These always humorous Bill Zwecker, right here, has more gossip about Tiger Woods. Zwecky's sources say the sports icon's Boy Scout image thinly veiled a repeated pattern of behavior not appropriate for a married man, especially so early in his wedded life. Especially so early in his wedded life. So, like, the longer you're married, the less bad it is? Like you get points on your credit card? Wasn't there a Curb Your Enthusiasm where after 10 years Larry was allowed to cheat? This week will be known in history as the big sigh of relief for the African-American male. They don't have to be gods. Tiger Woods turns out to be human, and so does the president. Remember, he was supposed to transcend ordinary politics. He was going to somehow bring peace through charisma. Turns out he's just like any other president, commander-in-chief, who has to fight wars. Mayors have to fill potholes, presidents have to fight wars. Very tough, but a lot easier than being expected to protect the nation through, what, body English? Page 2. All of this, of course, comes too late for other African-American males like Donovan McNabb, who admitted he was under way too much pressure to be perfect, and even locally, a guy like Warner Saunders, who was expected to be a teleprompter reader. Gee, I wish I had a teleprompter right now. Anyway, maybe now we can relax a little. Sports, someone offered me 2 tickets on the 50-yard line for $70 each for Sunday's Bears game. I turned it down. Dan McNeil, where is he? Oh, yeah. Makes his debut as a columnist on page 3 of the sports section of the Tribune today. I'm envious. You know, I'm just on this Tribune property blog. McNeil isn't much of a stylist, but he makes an interesting point. Brian McCaskey should take over like Rocky Wirtz took over, and we'll see a Bears renaissance. Meanwhile, Dan Pompei on page 1 of the Tribune sports section says the Bears are considering going to artificial turf. Wouldn't that make the new and improved Soldier Field look like the old Soldier Field, the one Walter Payton ran on? Now, Lovie Smith's team is built for speed, and one player, Pompei quotes, says, "Don't build a team for speed and then have us play in the mud." Okay, great then. So now we'll get a new surface, as suggested in Dan Pompei's story, just in time for the Bears to overthrow the Lovie Smith regime, as suggested in McNeil's column, and we'll have the wrong surface for the new team. Can't we get these Tribune writers on the same page? The news has been brought to you by Aqua Velva Lotion. I get a warm romantic notion when you use Aqua Velva Lotion. It's how our romance began, because there's something about an Aqua Velva man. Good night, Chet. Good night, Chit Chat.